Hey guys, what's up? This is Todd Hazelton from Techno Buffalo. Today I want to show you a difference between the Galaxy S4 and the Galaxy S4 Active. Normally John would do this, but he's in Hawaii, so you get me. You can see the two devices are fairly similar in shape and size. The Galaxy S4 Active is slightly thicker, though not much so. And the screens are the same size. You've got a 5-inch 1080p on both, 1920 by 1080. Though on the right, we've got an LCD, it's a TFT LCD display. On the left, of course, you've got the HD Super AMOLED from Samsung. You can see the colors are slightly different. This seems to be sort of the colors pop a bit more on the S4 than they do on the Active, although I still find this super clear and really beautiful to look at. In any case, let's move around the device. You've got the volume controls on the left in the same spot. On the bottom, you've got the same micro USB port location, though there's a hatch on the S4 Active that's to keep the water and dust out. You've got the power button in the same spot, though this has sort of a little etching on it. And up top, the 3.5mm headphone jack. And notice the Active also has the IR blaster right there. So we'll go to the Active. You can see it's got this nice finish. It actually kind of a little reflective. I love the blue color, and we'll pop this off because I want to show you. In the back, still got, this is actually an 8-megapixel camera, I should say, versus the 13-megapixel on the Galaxy S4 here. I'll wipe it off. The fingerprints are wild on it. So 13-megapixel on this, 8-megapixel on the Active. See, we still have a micro SIM card slot as well as micro SD card slot. It comes with 16 gigs on board, so I added my own 64 there. Then the battery here, and if you look at the undershell, you can see that it's got this plastic border sort of running around it, and that's to keep the water and dust out. And when you put it back on, you really want to make sure that you click everything into place, because if you don't, you can hear all the snaps, because if you don't, the water can actually get through. So real quick, I'll show you some of the features. You've got the same sort of touch interface. You can see that if I hover above the screen, it's got all of the same settings options that the S4 has. So you've got Smart Scroll, Smart Pause, Air View. I won't go over all of them. You're probably very familiar with them now. Android 4.2.2, that's Jelly Bean. And I'll bring up the camera interface just so you can see it, because there's one difference. Okay, we've got the camera up, and you'll see that there's still the same different various settings, though in this one, and you might have just seen it, there's an aqua mode. Now see, you'll be able to touch the screen underwater. Unable to touch, and that's correct. I've actually used this in the water already. The screen doesn't work right. So you need to use the volume key as the camera or record button, which is right down here. So we'll hit, that means the camera key. It reminds us again to make sure that the cover is closed, the USB cover, because it could ruin the phone. And then in this case, you can see I'm taking pictures hitting the volume button right there. And then when we're done, we can get out of auto mode, or get out of camera mode, sorry, the aqua mode, into anything else. We'll go back into auto so that the screen works again completely. So for example, I want to show you what happens when you don't get water. Now double check your USB port. We'll make sure that everything's closed up here, and good thing I did check that, because it might not be. Alright, so we've got everything closed up. You'll want to do that too. Otherwise you're going to get wet. And we'll drop it in, just pop on the screen so you can see. There you go, we've got the phone sort of sitting in water here. And for demo purposes, I'll just show you. We'll clean up my table later. But you can pour water all over the device, and it'll work perfectly fine. Just shake it off, and you're good to go again. Again, when it's underwater, it doesn't work appropriately, and that goes for in the rain too. I actually was using this in the rain the other day, and it just doesn't work. The screen won't work properly, so you still need to wipe it off in order to get your functionality back. Anyway, that's a quick look comparing the two devices. I've got some water on the S4, but that's okay. Got the Active on the left, Galaxy S4, both on AT&T, both $199.99.